Hi there, it's Wise here, once again bringing all of you some wise words. First off, I want to say that I love you. Yes, I love each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. I know it's been a little bit of time, but I got a new camera and I'm super excited to use it. And the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about on my new camera was extraterrestrials. I recently went and saw the movie The Arrival, which was an absolutely terrific movie. It really took the genre of extraterrestrial movies in a different direction as far as it goes. If you guys are more into the shoot 'em up, bang bang type of extraterrestrial movies, it's kind of more along the lines of a thinking, existential type of extraterrestrial movie. But besides that, after I saw the movie, it really made me think that this day and age, there's a lot of mental conditioning going on as far as it goes with making people accustomed or okay to seeing extraterrestrials. And I just thought this would be a really good time, especially since I see a lot of different movies like this about space exploration. For instance, the movie Mars came out last year, or a couple years ago, maybe it was. And then also the movie Interstellar. There's a new movie coming out called Life. There's actually a television broadcast about what it would look like to send humans to Mars, coming out called Mars. There's been the rekindling of the Cosmos TV series, and then Neil deGrasse Tyson has been out doing a lot of different things as far as it goes with informing people about space exploration and things of that matter. So I figured this would be a tremendous time to talk about extraterrestrials. A lot of people like to call them aliens, but I don't really like that word. I believe extraterrestrials is more accurate of a term to use than aliens, because alien means that you're not native to this place, which if any extraterrestrials ever did come to this planet, more than likely they're native to this galaxy, and if they're not, they're still native to this universe. Extraterrestrial, terra, coming from the Greek word meaning earth or land, terrestrial or extra, so extra land or outside of this land from another land, terrestrial. So it's a very accurate term into the movie E.T., which was so popular. One of my favorite movies, by the way. So, getting on with the subject, the reason why I wanted to talk about extraterrestrials is because, in my opinion, I believe it's unequivocally indisputable. I don't know what type of evidence you really need, but I can give you many different reasons why I believe, and in fact, I'm about to give you some reasons why I believe extraterrestrials exist. But for a person to think that this entire universe and a universe of infinite impossibilities or possibilities, that we are the only intellectual species capable of thought or travel, space travel, anything like that, is really, at least I believe in my opinion, arrogant to believe. If you look at just how biodiverse the Earth is, which brings us to number one. Number one, why I believe that there are extraterrestrials. The world is filled with so many different types of plant, animal, insect, even bacterial and germ life. On this one planet, over 100 million different types of plants, over 23 different types of primates. The list goes on and on. Mammals, reptiles, just the list is infinite. There's almost no two walks of life, unless they're closely related, that are exactly the same. And with that being said, that's just on one planet. The universe is filled of billions upon trillions of planets. So for this much life just to be this biodiverse on this one planet, I'm certain, if not resolute in thinking, that other planets hold other intellectual species, and for that matter, hold other different types of biodiverse life. Number two, like I was saying a moment ago, the universe is humongous. Huge. Infinitely huge. In fact, I once heard a scientist express that the universe isn't quite is what it's going to be yet. It's expanding out to its infinite possibility. So if you think of the universe is filled of many different smaller universes or different sections of universes. There is something now called string theory, which says that we're in one of millions of universes, that every decision that you make creates another universe. So, with that being said, even if I didn't believe that there were extraterrestrials from other planets or other galaxies or so on and so forth, I would be adverse, I mean, not even adverse to believe that there are other forms of humans in different dimensions that we're only separated from by the thinnest of margins, the smallest of corpuscles. What really a lot of scientists are leaning towards now is that there could be another person exactly like you that looks exactly like you, but only slightly different in the fact that their atoms occupy a different space than your atoms. Or maybe they stubbed their left toe that time that you stubbed your right toe. Or maybe they're a vegan and you're only a vegetarian. Or the list goes on and on. How there could be different universes out there. If you're interested or if you've ever read a comic book, the multiverse is a very interesting thing in the DC and the Marvel universe. So, hey there. So, I like to talk to people about it. I like to talk to people about different universes and interdimensional travel. There used to be this television show, one of my favorites, called Sliders, where scientists accidentally or on purpose had created an interdimensional machine that would transport he and his friends in between dimensions. Very interesting concept to a show. But that's what scientists, more physicists, are leaning towards nowadays, is saying that there are actually millions upon billions of different universes out there. Combine that with the fact there's millions upon billions of planets, and the fact that there's probably millions of universes combined with, I mean, this exponents are just boggling my mind with the possibility of there being life outside of where we are right now, because our reality isn't the only reality. Number 3, if you take a look at the evolutionary process of man, and take this with a grain of salt, whatever way, but I've read many books by a man named Zachariah Sitchin. He's written, I believe it's 7 books or maybe even more than that, on what he believes were the architects of the human race. A group of beings from a planet called Nibiru, named the Anunnaki, who descended from heaven down to earth to look for gold. Now, I'm not saying I believe this concretely. I do a lot of research into ancient beings and ancient civilizations, whether you're talking about Atlantis or Lemuria or ancient Egypt or Kemet or the ancient Vedic texts. All of those things, I look into a lot of them, and a lot of them do have a line that says that some beings from outside of this planet came down and helped us with the intelligence level that we have. But with that being said, if you look at just the evolutionary process of humans, what we are, you look at the Neanderthal and then you look at the hominid man, and you just look at how there's this huge gap of how our intellect just grew exponentially in the course of less than 1,000 years. And if you look at any other species on the planet, no other species has ever made that type of intellectual jump. Fish, dogs, anything that you think of, anywhere on Earth, birds, nothing, nowhere that you look has ever made the intellectual jump, the gap that we did in such a short period of time. And you just look at what we've done from it: architecture, geometry, agriculture, language, all these things created just in a very, very short period of time. Some people say it's because we came down out of the trees and because there was scarcity of berries and fruits and things like that, that we started eating more meat, and meat caused our frontal lobe to grow, and so on and so forth. Now, I believe in a lot of that stuff, but I also believe that there was some tinkering. There is a huge evolutionary gap in how we were into how we are now. Some people say it could have been gamma rays or radiation that changed the molecular structure of our genetic code, and so on and so forth. Whatever you believe in, you have to realize that if it happened here, it could happen elsewhere. There's a huge gap in where we should be in comparison to the rest of the species on this planet. And if you don't believe it's genetic manipulation, then look into it yourself. We have no concrete explanation, and I'm not saying for you to believe exactly what I'm saying. I always say the same thing. Take what I say with a grain of salt and research it for yourself. Come to your own conclusion. I'm just trying to give all of you food for thought. So, everyone, that was just 3 reasons on why I feel that there are extraterrestrials. If you don't agree, I don't want you to land base me in the comments, but feel free to share your thoughts. I mean, this is definitely a channel where I want to encourage intellectual discourse amongst people who are interested in the same type of discussions. With that being said, I want to wish you infinite love, infinite peace, and infinite wisdom.